Been here, done that.
All right, we're ready.
Alrighty, hello. I'm glad you are here. I'm glad we're all here. We're gonna be cooking today. My name is Miss Dee Campbell Carter, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 60-ish. Yes, I am. Thank you, Lord. 60-ish.
Yes.
And just proud of it because it's a journey, and I feel like we've, been through the journey. I'm 43 years married. Thank you, Lord.
Wow.
That's right. It's been a journey. I'm thankful we're still in it. I have 3 children, 8 grandchildren, and we cook all the time. My husband is just been diagnosed with diabetes, and he's had some prostate cancer issues, and he's doing much better. I'm so thankful, and I attribute that to prayer, healthy eating, exercise.
Yeah.
Getting healthy really has made a difference in our lives, our personal lives. So I just want to be able to share that, talk about health and wellness, and just being able to change how we do things so that we can still enjoy our meals, but that they be healthier.
Yeah.
We don't want to fry anything. We don't want to fry anything.
Yeah.
We don't want to put oil.
No frying. She's over there.
Let me show that.
Okay.
We are at Friendship Baptist Church, which is my home church, and this is the kitchen area. And so Friendship has adopted a no fry rule. And so we do try to, whenever we have, homegoings or, just any kind of an activity where we're eating, we really have vowed to not have any fried food. We do, however, use the air fryer because we do like the deliciousness of fried food.
Healthier option.
Right. Yes. So we're going to use the air fryer today to make some chicken. Let's just talk a little bit about our menu. So we have greens, just all different kinds of mustard, kale, collards, turnip greens. You can use any kind of whatever you choose, whatever you like. We also have smoked turkey parts. And my husband he can do anything, but he smoked our little turkey here. And we used the turkey leg, so we're going to be using that today.
My favorite piece.
I know. It just gives you a little more, meat, but not a lot.
Oh, and it smells good. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision.
I know.
Yeah. He's really good.
Oh.
And then we have, this is green pepper. Some people like to have green pepper in their greens. And this is just some greens that I already cleaned. And so these I've cleaned up, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about how we cleaned them because that's important. So we're going to talk about the greens, the smoked turkey. We do have onion, we have garlic, we have some pepper flakes, some apple cider vinegar, and some salt. And we use the kosher salt because we feel like that's easier on if you have high blood pressure. The pink Himalayan salt, kosher salt, that's really better for you than the regular white salt. Even though white salt has iodine, we can get our iodine from other foods and not use that white salt. It's not very healthy for us. So we're going to be doing that. And then we have vegan greens. Our vegan greens are going to be cabbage, kale, carrots. And again, I try to prep a little bit, ahead of time so that this won't take so long. We're going to be using some smoked, all different kinds of herbs and garlic and liquid aminos and maple syrup, all of that. So we're going to be using all of this to just make sure that we have a little sweetness, but not a lot. So also olive oil is going to go in our vegan greens at the very beginning, just maybe a tablespoon, not a lot, but it's going to coat the pan. And we're going to be using our thank you. Cast iron pans. My mind went blank. We're using our cast iron pans because cast iron pans do add iron to your meal, to your food, to your system. And we all need a little iron, especially African American women. Usually are low on iron in your bloodstream. So cast iron pans will help do that. So we're going to use our cast iron pans to make our vegan greens.
Well, I held up the liquid aminos because until I saw it on this list, I had never had experience with it before. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew what that looked like, what they were looking for. Okay.
Yes, it has a similar flavor of soy sauce.
Okay.
And so anytime you want a little salt, and you don't want to put salt in there, then you can add some liquid aminos. and it just kind of gives an added rich flavor. It's kind of a meaty flavor.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, well, you can have a taste and we'll see.
Yeah, everybody catch that? A nice little meaty
A nice
flavor.
little meaty
It
flavor.
does, yes.
Okay. Okay.
And then we're gonna make some yams, some sweet potatoes. Some people call them sweet potatoes, some people call them yams. There is a difference. I don't know the difference. I'll have to admit that. There is a difference though between yams and sweet potatoes. You don't know?
I don't.
I don't either.
Nikki, do you know?
Nope.
Because I don't.
So we can research that. We can all research that and find out what's the difference between yams and sweet potatoes.
Is one bigger?
I think there is a size. I think there's a color
Okay.
difference.
Okay.
I am not familiar.
Well, maybe
So-
somebody who was watching us live will be able to
Yeah.
tell us.
Put it in
Chime
chat.
in. Right.
Okay.
Schools and sisters. Okay, help us learn. So we're going to be making those sweet potatoes / yams. In my opinion, they're the same, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
And then once we make our yams, and I must say, these are yams, sweet potatoes, that my husband grew in our front yard. We had a flower bed. And so I'm very proud that we can grow some of this food ourselves. We grew a lot of greens, not these greens that we're using today, but we grew so many greens, arugula, lettuce. Just, we're able to, sweet potatoes. I mean, we're just able to grow a lot of the food that we've been eating lately.
Okay.
So we're going to microwave, because we're going to, use the microwave too.
Yes.
Microwave our sweet potatoes. And then once you get them soft and yummy, then you decide if you want to put something extra on there
Yeah.
to flavor.
Okay.
So I like coconut sugar. We decided that white sugar is not good for you. It kind of
Right.
breaks down in your system, and they
Yeah.
say it's like glass
Yeah.
in the inside of your body. So we decided, especially with diabetics, that we're not going to use white sugar anymore. So coconut sugar has become our substitute, and it is so flavorful, delicious,
Really?
healthy. You know how coconut is good for it's good for your hair, it's good for your
Yeah.
skin. It's also good to eat. So this coconut sugar we've learned has really been a good substitute for our sugar fix. And then we add, again, spices always make a difference. So I'm going to put some nutmeg and ghee. I don't know if you all heard of that. I think I left my ghee at home.
Oh no.
But ghee, I just buy it at Aldi's. You can get it anywhere. You can get it at Walmart. So ghee is butter that has been boiled down, not boiled down, but warmed up to remove the milk fat. So once you boil or warm up butter, then the milk fat rises to the top until you scrape that milk fat off. And then ghee is just butter. It is so delicious.
So when you're making
clarified.
crab legs,
Yes, that's how you do it.
that's
It's
what
clarified.
you do,
Yes.
right? So I'm
Yes,
using ghee.
clarified
Yes.
butter is that's exactly
Yes, I love
what you're
it.
using. Ghee.
It's all
Clarified.
connecting, friends.
We're
It's all
making
connecting.
a light bulb.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay.
And so I meant to bring some, but I forgot that part. And so I usually put ghee on my sweet potato just to kind of like you do butter, same amount. And then I like roasted walnuts. They just add such a flavor and a crunch, and to me that sweet potato becomes dessert.
Yes. Yes. It takes away that
It
sweet
can,
tooth, right?
yes, yes.
So we're gonna do that.
All right.
And then we're gonna make some chicken thighs, and the chicken thighs I have marinated in Sylvia's. It's like a salt.
It's a salt
Base.
less. Right? Is it salt less or salt
Yes,
right?
it's saltless.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Saltless. And so again, we're trying to maintain low salt.
Mhm.
So I use Sylvia's because it has, just different kind of spices in there that I would already put in myself. And so we use the Sylvia's, and then we also use a lot of garlic. We
Okay.
love garlic.
I love garlic too.
Mhm. And garlic is very healthy for you.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
cleans your blood. It just kind of rejuvenates your blood system. So we're gonna use those.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to start just kind of talking a little bit about how we clean greens, because I think that's important. And while I'm doing that, can you put this in that silver pot
I can.
and turn it on low? And
Okay.
it's going to start simmering our smoked turkey. All right. So greens, y'all, real simple. Some people cut them. And I had my little grandbaby with me the other day, and I was cutting, letting him cut them. But the reason why we cut them is to take this stem out. The stem is very thick, and it does not chew easily. And so me and my family like to take the stem out. So that was mustard. No, that was kale. So we just putting this in our greens. That was one of our kale pieces. This is one of our mustard. And I'm just, look, cutting it down the middle. This is another mustard. Just get that big thick stem out of there so you don't have to chew on it when you're eating your delicious savory greens. This is a collard. And again, we didn't grow these, but we can grow these so easily. And the reason why I had to buy some because the 8 hours are all gone. So I'm thankful we can do that. You can grow collards in a pot on your patio. You can grow greens anywhere, just like flowers. So we call them edible leaves.
Edible leaves, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that are watching, Missy, that have never gone to the store until they got your grocery list to purchase greens, how do you tell the difference? Like where you can clearly see the difference?
Yes,
here?
I can tell the difference because I'm a gardener. But I did bring some greens. No, I had some in a because I wanted to show how they came. Yes, thank you, Nikki. I wanted to show how they came in the store. And so when you get to the store, yep, thank you. You will see these in your produce department, and they'll be in a. These are, I think these are collards. So this is how we bought them. And I just pulled out a few because I already have some that I pre-cooked. But all greens come like that.
And so when they say on the list like 2 bunches, 3 bunches, they're already bunched for you, right?
Yes, this is a bunch. Yeah. And you can read on the little twist tie that tells you that these are mustard greens. So this is like easy for me. We usually pick them out of the dirt. Yes. Out of our garden. So this is an easy kind of. But yeah, greens. So then once we get finished, I'm not gonna cook them all because these are already done. Then once we get finished, can you rinse those off? Thank you. And we already have our turkey. I use the leg, but you can use a thigh. You can use necks. You can use wing, whatever turkey, smoked turkey you want. So we already put that smoked turkey in our pot, and we turned it on low so it can be, getting all the juice out and getting warmed up. Can you give me a knife?
I will.
Oh, here it is. Thank you.
Okay.
I was looking for it. And I'm just cutting these. I bunched them up like in a pile, like this. So, after you clean them, and we made sure to take the stems out, and then we cleaned them real good, ran them in water, set them in some water that had vinegar in it, just to kind of make sure that you got all of the potential stuff, that might be in a plant that was grown in the ground. You don't want to get any of that in your meal. And so it is important to wash, rewash, make sure that your greens are good and clean before you put them in a bunch like we did. And then we're just cutting them maybe like in 1-inch strips. It doesn't matter. Whatever is easier for you. We like to, have a bite-sized piece. And so that's why we're cutting them. Some people don't want to cut them. They like them the way that they are. So right now we're going to put this, in there on top of our smoked turkey part. Can you see?
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm just putting them in there, and then you kind of use a fork or a knife, and this is on. This pot is on. And so these turkey parts, I'm turning it up a little bit. I don't want to turn it up too high. So I'm turning up to medium high right now. And this turkey will make some juice. The greens will make some juice. You don't have to put any water in there. It'll make its own liquid. And it'll be delicious. Lid on. Thank you. Thank you for helping. Lid on, because you want your greens to kind of wilt down. And then you're going to put some more in there. You put them in there like a batch at a time so that you can make sure that they're getting all the meat, all the juice, all the stuff, the good stuff. I'm using granulated garlic to put on top of there because I love garlic.
Me too.
And it's so good for you. And if you don't love garlic, don't put none on yours. But I love garlic, so I'm putting that on there. And then I'm also going to do an onion.
Okay.
Because it's important to have. Nikki, can you help me? and then maybe 2 or 3 cloves. So we're gonna slice up an onion. We're gonna slice up a couple cloves, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, and we're gonna put that in there. And again, it doesn't have to be any certain spice, it's just whatever you and your family like.
Miss D, do you have a favorite kind of green? Like some people love collards.
I love
Some
mustard.
people love, okay, you love mustard.
Mustard kind of has a heat, you know, like I love that bite.
Okay.
I love arugula. Also has a similar
it's
bite.
kind of peppery.
I love that. So I love mustard, and you know, I mean, I love any kind of greens, but mustard is my favorite.
Okay.
And then I like arugula is my favorite lettuce because of that kick. I'm from New Orleans. I'm used to a little spice.
Oh, really? I never realized
I graduated high school in New Orleans. My father was in the Air Force, so he moved around quite a bit. But I graduated high school in New Orleans.
From now.
And I lived there for 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Graduated from high school, came to Columbia because they gave me a full scholarship to go to school.
Yes.
And I was like, yes!
Yes.
Where's Columbia?
Yeah.
Where am I going? But I wasn't. I was like, yeah, you're going to pay my way, I'll go. So that's how I ended up here.
That's awesome.
It is. The Lord is good. My husband born and raised here.
I love it.
43 years later, I'm still
here.
happy.
Came here
Thankful.
with your sweetie.
Amen. We love each other. We're thankful. Alrighty, so now I thought that we could start our chicken thighs because that, you know, we're gonna do them in the air fryer. Yes, thank you.
Any particular way for the onions diced or just?
It does not matter. A little smaller. Yep. Thank you. But it doesn't matter how big they are because they're gonna cook down, and you're not really gonna be able to taste. You know, they're gonna be soft and delicious. Okay, so when I'm making chicken, and again, this is no fry. This is oven fried, or we're gonna air fry these. But I also oven fried some. And when I'm making chicken, let me wash my hands real quick because this chicken is. When I'm making chicken, it's important to clean it well. You know, and so
yes, please.
I mean, some people, you know, they just rinse it off. Like, no.
Or they just put it in the pan.
Oh Lord. So this is important to me. Is you gotta take the chicken and and so I've done that already, but you gotta make sure there's no fatty part on there, and especially if there's skin on it. You know, you gotta separate the fat from the skin. And so you want your chicken to be flavorful and you want it to be juicy, but you don't want a whole lot of fat on there. So to me, that's important to clean that off. And also, like if you have chicken wings, sometimes there's feathers in there.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. What is going on with that?
People, you know, the store is doing things in mass production, so they are not taking time to clean our food. Who knows what's in the food? But at least let's make sure that we clean it well and you know, decontaminate it as much as possible.
Yeah, the feathers gross me out.
Yeah.
I know, it's very
It's like, not that I didn't know they were feathered to start, but I don't want to see it.
Right. Absolutely. And you definitely don't want to see it when you get ready to eat it.
Right.
So please, y'all, take time and clean your chicken well. Alrighty, and then I like to use a cookie sheet. Just a regular this is the old one, cookie sheet, and I put parchment paper down because that does help with the cleanup process. I'm thankful we don't have to do a whole lot of dishes, you know, or do, you know, make the easier the better. And then we use a grate because you want to put your chicken on top of this grate so that the fat will, you know, go underneath and your chicken will come out crispier. And so we're gonna do that. I choose to season my chicken just like I'm frying it. I put like I said, the seasons, we use Sylvia's, and then I put garlic powder on there, and then I marinate it, usually at least an hour, sometimes longer than that. And so once I marinate it, then it comes out looking, you know, like chicken.
Okay. So Ms. D, what's in that bag?
This is
taking.
This is flour mixture. Okay. I don't know if you when you all fry chicken, you know, when we fry chicken, we put flour seasoned salt, garlic salt, paprika, turmeric. You know, some kind of good seasoning that's gonna give your chicken some flavor.
It's like we all grew up in the same house.
Yes. Yes, all of us.
Yes. Our mamas knew how to cook. Right. So, and again, you know, in New Orleans they use that Tony's.
Yes, they do.
I love that too. But
too.
it's very high in salt.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't use it as often. But I do love the flavor, you know. And again, as long as you're not doing it a whole lot, you know, go ahead and treat yourself every once in a while. So anyway, I put some flour, some seasoned salt, some garlic, and then I'm putting my chicken on this grate, kind of making sure that, you know, it's as well floured as possible. Some people use a paper bag for this. It doesn't matter what you use, just, you know. And some people don't like the flour at all. You know, they just want to put seasoning, and that's better for you. Flour does add some carbs. You know, so if you don't want all that on there, this is your food. You can do what you want to with it.
You know what we learned this weekend with Jarrell from API Fitness?
Was that great?
It was.
I love that.
Is that flour, you know, the carbs aren't all bad.
Yes.
Yes. You need
That
them
is
for
an
what?
excellent-
For energy.
Yeah.
Yes, we do need carbs for energy. And so you have to choose healthy carbs. You know, like the sweet potato is a healthy carb.
Yeah.
It has a low index, glycemic index. The flour that I'm using is called einkorn flour. And that's gluten-free. This is gluten-free. It has
Einkorn?
I brought some. There it is right there. And I got chicken on my hands, so I can't touch it.
Nikki, Vanna White it for us.
I sure will. It's an Einkorn. It's Einkorn. EINKORN.
Okay.
And it is a whole wheat flour.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
100% organic Einkorn.
Okay.
Yes. And you know,
Thank you, Vanna.
The cost, yes, good job. The cost is not that much greater. You know, my husband is good about saying you pay up front or you pay on the back end. You know, you can pay to be healthy now, or you can pay because you have sickness later.
That's right.
Because you didn't take care of yourself.
You know
So
what we say in our house? Pay for quality and cry once.
it's the
That's
truth.
right.
Yeah.
Cry
I
once.
love that.
Yeah.
Yes,
pay
absolutely.
Up front.
And so that's what I'm doing. I'm putting my chicken in this einkorn flour and different seasonings that I like. You can use your own seasoning that you like. And then we're going to put this in our air fryer.
Okay.
And let it go. I wonder if there are any questions online. Is it possible for us
Well, what we'll do is anybody who has questions they
Write
can
it in the
ask,
chat.
they can write it in the chat,
to? Okay.
and we will get all those questions answered. Miss D has her chicken all seasoned and ready to go into the air fryer.
Yeah. Yes, that's plenty. Thank you. And plenty onion too. So we're going to use our air fryer here. It's already plugged in. And it has, this is my little, you know, fat sheet. So I don't end up with a mess in my air fryer. Rinse these off. I'm just a rinser. You know, you never know who uses last. If they clean it well, I don't know. So I just rather rinse stuff and be safe. So I'm gonna put this on the air fryer, and I'm gonna not put any. Since I have my oil catcher under there, I'm not gonna put any parchment paper under it.
Okay.
So hopefully that will.
And I imagine using this is the same. I don't have an air fryer yet. I know.
It's okay. We gotta move at our own pace.
I need to do
I
it.
had one for a year and never used it.
Yep.
Oh.
That's how I was on my Instant Pot, and now I use it all the time.
See?
So my next thing is the air fryer.
So in my air fryer, you can have two. I'm gonna put this on one.
Okay.
Get the Ninja Foodie who has all
It
of
does
them.
all of
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
And thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, them husbands like it when you cook.
Yes.
I love it when they make it easy on us.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm setting my air fryer on 1500 watts, and I'm putting it on, I think it's 20 minutes. So we're gonna start there.
All right.
And Lord willing, this chicken will be
Yes.
fried. And I love the speed of the air fryer, you know, and it really does make it crispy, like regular fried chicken.
Love that.
All right, so we got our greens going, and I brought my tongs. So remember look at this.
Oh, they're already. Let me get the
It
camera
doesn't
over
take
there.
long.
I'm taking
And
the
that's
camera
another
over
thing we
here.
need to learn. Let me turn this fan on.
Whole camera flipped around.
Okay. So another thing we need to learn is we don't have to cook our greens for hours. Actually, when you do that, you're cooking the nutrients out.
Look at that.
So we need to learn to just cook our greens for maybe like 20 minutes, half hour
That didn't
tops.
take long at all.
That didn't. So, Misty, can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you are certified in African heritage cooking.
I am, yes.
So, what are some of the things that you've learned like that?
Yes.
We don't have to submerge our food in oil.
Oil. That's a killer. That's going to hurt your body. That's going to clog your pores. That's going to increase your cholesterol.
Yeah.
You know, those fried foods are so delicious, but they're killing us.
Yeah.
All of it. I don't care if, you know, it's fried by canola oil or avocado oil or, you know, all of those are, avocado oil is good oil, but you don't want to fry anything unless, you know, you don't care about your cholesterol, unless you don't care about your health. And so to me, these options, and I oven fry things too. Put it in the oven, turn on 400, no oil needed.
Right.
You just do the same thing we did, you know, put it on a grate, put that grate in the oven, and you're frying some chicken or pork chops or, you know, steak or whatever you like. But you just don't have to have all of that extra fat and salt and stuff that we don't need.
Even this, like the things that we thought we knew, like you have to start your greens in the morning because we're gonna eat at 5 o'clock.
Right.
That's
You know?
no longer. That's
Not
you know.
that.
I'm glad that we did because them greens was good. I ain't gonna say it wasn't good, but it wasn't the best, healthiest way to use greens, and actually, it's taking away from the nutrients in the greens when you cook them so long. So keep all that in mind. So I just put the onion and the garlic in there, and I turned, you know, just kind of, you know how you just turn stuff so it's not burning on the bottom. Put it back on there, and I'm gonna turn it up a little bit higher, and again, just maybe 15 more minutes.
Okay.
Not long.
Okay.
So that's our
smoked turkey version.
smoked turkey version,
Okay.
and our chicken is in there, air frying, and now we're gonna do our vegan greens.
Okay. I'm really interested in this recipe
Okay.
because the smoked turkey, our family kind of went that. This is a funny story. So my great aunt was our matriarch, right? I'm gonna walk over here so the people can see me. She was our matriarch, and so she would cook, you know, greens with salt pork because that's what we used to use in family greens. And my mom started, like, you know, learning about being healthier, and by that time my great aunt was probably, you know, in her 70s. And I remember my mom trying to get her to switch to smoked turkey.
Right. Good luck with that.
She was like,
Some people are just setting their way.
she was like, listen, I don't want no smoked turkey.
I don't
in my
live
brain.
this long.
I've been living this long. But you know, when we know better, we do better.
Yes,
so
thank you,
I've
Lord.
pretty much been on the smoked turkey for quite a while in my greens. And I love it. But when I saw your vegan recipe, I was like, oh, let me try to figure. And you said you were gonna saute them too, so I am super excited for the vegan greens. Super.
And they're gonna be delicious.
Okay.
My daughter makes these all the time. And Chris,
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
yeah, Kristen Tillman, and she, you know, she's a vegan, and she's doing very well. She's been a vegan for about 5 years. She's maybe longer than that. It's been a long time, but she's just really doing it for her health. You know, my husband's family has lots of health issues. And Chris saw her aunts and uncles and daddy going through stuff, and she was like, you know, because she has their body type. You know, she's a Carter. So she chose to make a change, and it really has made a difference.
Okay.
And so when she made these vegan greens for me, I was like, they're not bad. You know, because I'm a meat eater too. You know, I was a turkey, but so that's why I decided, let me just share Chris's recipe.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm excited.
So it is cabbage, and again, I did some beginning cabbage.
Some pre-prep.
Yep, pre-prep. I'm looking for my olive oil. Here we go. So there's our cabbage. Then we got some kale, and it's all washed and ready, pre-prepped. I'm real good about, like when I'm watching TV at night, you know, because I'm a gardener.
Okay.
And so we have fresh fruit and produce in our house all the time. Even now we have a greenhouse. And so, you know, we have fresh. So I just put it up. As soon as it comes in, just put it up so I can use it. So this is what we're doing here. This is the kale that I cut up off the stem, and then I cut it in smaller pieces. And then this is my little, this tells you when I put it up, you know, because I forget.
Let me see it, Dee.
It's kind of wet.
But that's okay. That's how you know.
That's right. So I won't forget what's in the bag. So we're having our kale, and then we have some carrots that we grew also.
Okay.
So we're going to put those, starting with our olive oil. And again, Chris is a cook in this. So I made this, I don't think I made this at all. I think she made it every time I ate it.
Well, we trying this together.
Yes. You know what? Look, it's cooking, y'all. And the steam, you know, is doing a lot of work. So we don't want to take the lid off often. We want to take it just to check it off. So she said about a tablespoon of olive oil. And I really do adore these cast iron skillets because they're non-stick. They, you know, you can't wash them with water. That's something you kind of got to get used to.
Yes, you do.
But, you know, they just give you such a, when you're making a steak in there, I mean, it's nothing. You make a steak in the oven, you know, have you ever made? So to me, this is so versatile, and, you know, you can use it for a number of different things. The cast iron skillet. Plus it gives you iron, which we all are dealing with that, you know, low iron. People deal with low iron often. So we're gonna put our cabbage in there. First we're cooking. And I didn't know how much cabbage I wanted. So I have another piece in here. If I want to add more, I can. Again, I was just trying to prep it so that I could easily use it if I wanted to. Leave this out. Put our cabbage in here. Make sure our bottom is coated. And again, the lid is going to go on at the end, and that's going to help with the steaming of the vegetables so that it won't take long. Maybe 20 minutes, half hour. These are kind of big, so I'm not going to put all of them in there. All right, I hear it sizzling.
That's a good sound.
I'm not going to put all this in there either. You decide how big your family is, how much food you need. You know, I'm from a big family, so I'm used to cooking a whole lot of food. But I'm learning, because my children are grown and gone, that I don't need to cook that much. So, you know, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. So I'm going to put the lid on there. Let it steam a little bit. I know it's heavy. And
What's this brand? Let me come over.
this is called Lodge.
I thought that might be what it is. I love that.
I do too.
Robert Carter.
I
just
do
wanna
love it.
Shout you out to see this cookware.
Robert Carter, that's for you. Lodge cookware.
Lodge,
Okay.
cast iron.
Cast
cookware.
iron cookware.
Do not get the colored cast iron.
I know it's the worst.
It is not the same.
No.
It does not have the same iron capabilities of seeping iron into your bloodstream. It does not have the same capabilities of keeping like this bottom is all the way hot. You know, it kind of maintains the heat level. And so the colored cast iron does not do that.
That's a good nugget of knowledge.
Yeah.
I learned-
I would
we
be the
get it 'cause
first
it's
one.
cute.
It is
Like,
right. I got a red one.
my kitchen.
I have a red one, and I'm like, I wonder why it's not cooking like that. So I read up on it, and I
Yep.
should have read up on it before I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, bought wit, my mom used to say. That means you learn sometime the hard way.
What'd you
I'm gonna-
say? Bought what?
Bought with.
Bought wit.
Bought with.
Bought wit
Y'all
is
get
better
that?
than told. my mom
Okay.
used to say.
Okay.
Bought wit is better than told. That means, guess you
Yeah.
gotta learn the hard way.
Yes.
Gonna buy you some wit, aren't you?
And I love that because I can tell you all day, but
Right.
until you have some skin in the game.
Right.
Ooh, I love that sound.
I know, it's working, isn't it? And again, guys, it does not take long. So right now I'm putting my seasoning in. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. So we're gonna put our liquid aminos. And again, your choice. Go slow. Put a little bit in at a time. If you put too much in, it's hard to get it. See?
Right. Better too little
Right.
and taste it.
Yes.
Because once you put too much in there, it's just too much in there.
Right. What I've learned is you can put a potato in the pot sometimes, and that will absorb like heat if it's too hot or too salty.
Really?
Sometimes it doesn't work, and you just stuck with what you got. So I also have some maple syrup somewhere.
It's
Here
over
it
there.
is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit at a time. It's better to add more later. If you don't like it, then try to take it out because you don't like it. And then smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika.
You know what? This is red pepper.
It is.
We don't want that.
That'll be spicy.
Right. I must have pulled the wrong. My smoked paprika looks like this too. I might have pulled the wrong one.
That's all right. At home,
Yes. Or I'm at church. This is
she's
my
like,
church.
I'm at church. It's my church, and we probably got some paprika
We
in
might.
this cabinet.
Nope, they got a whole bunch of cayenne pepper though. No paprika. So if you're at home, put some paprika in there. Paprika, especially smoked paprika,
Yeah.
adds kind of a, it's like a meat. You know, it's like a flavor that that tastes similar to meat. It's kind of spicy, but you know, not hot spicy, but just it's got like a little. And look how this is cooking down so quick.
Let's go look. Y'all, I'm going to stop putting my finger in front of the camera here in any second. But look how quick that's cooking down.
Yes, so we can add some more of our kale.
Yep. That's kind of similar to the way I cook my cabbage. Because I
Absolutely.
saute it on the stove. And you just
Exactly.
keep adding as it cooks down.
Yes, that's exactly right. This is cabbage. And again, if you know, in our sauteed cabbage, we like different kinds of things. We like bacon, we like onion, we like garlic.
Me too, yeah.
You know,
me
if
too.
you want that, you can put it in here.
All that.
And if you are one of our registrants that picked up your grocery bag
Yes.
list and you're cooking along with us, then you know what it smells like right now.
Yes, you do.
Heavenly.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yummy, yummy. Okay, so we're gonna put the lid back on. I would say for about 10 minutes. Let it steam.
Okay.
Let those juices, because again, the leaves make their own liquid, so the juice is going to infiltrate, and it's going to be wonderful without putting any water or. Look at this.
Missy, you mentioned this a little bit, but for those who are cooking at home tonight and don't have an air fryer, They can prepare it all the same way. Run it in the oven.
Yes. Put it on this.
How long would you say?
Put it on 400 for an hour if you have 4 pieces of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
If you have less, put it on. I started out at 400, and then I let it cook so it'll be crispy. And it depends on how many pieces of chicken in there, how long it cooks. But usually when we do like our 8 pieces of chicken, it's an hour. And so you lay it on your rack like this. You know, you don't want to put it down where it can get oil on it, because that oil is going to seep down past the rack and then when you get finished, easy cleanup.
Easy cleanup.
I do love that. I hate doing dishes. All right, so let's look at our greens here, y'all.
No, I'm
and
like,
you
look
tell
how
me
well they have cooked down
if
in
you
such a
think
short time.
they're
Mm-hmm.
if you think they're ready. And so usually I take my smoked turkey and I debone it and put the meat back in there and let it cook a little longer. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Let me make sure I have my cutting board. Nikki, can you look at our chicken and see what it's doing in there?
I will. It's smelling so good.
It is. It smells really good in this kitchen,
Yes,
y'all.
you bet. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
It's sizzling. It's sizzling.
Yeah.
The air fryer isn't. I'm like, you go. I'm sorry I waited a year to use you.
I might stop on my way home.
Right. It's so funny. My daughter-in-law, one of my daughter-in-laws, she had some lamb and she was wanting to cook it, and she only had about an hour, and so that's when she didn't use the air fryer, but she used the Instapot.
Mm-hmm.
And in a half hour,
Yes.
she had cooked this. It was a huge piece
That
of lamb,
Instapot is
and it was
magic.
very tender.
Yes,
and it
it's
was
magic.
good.
It has cut my. I mean, I can now make a roast,
Mm-hmm.
a tender roast that like is like butter.
In a
I
half
can now
hour.
make a roast in 40 minutes or so. It's
Mhm.
You had to
amazing.
put it on early in the morning before you went to church.
Early in the
Right,
morning,
And
like,
then by the
and then when you got home, it still wasn't done.
Right, right,
First
right.
and second
Right.
service.
Yes,
and then
you gotta
by
go
the
to both services. before you be
Exactly.
done.
Exactly. So yes, Instapot,
Yes.
the air fryer,
So-
they will change your life.
They do, and if you haven't purchased either yet, Ninja Foodie is not paying me, but I'm telling you, it has all of them. So pressure cook, Instapot,
Okay.
So it's
air
all in
fryer,
one.
It's all in one.
Okay.
A Ninja Foodie.
Yes, and then you can get like a rack to sit inside of it to dehydrate too.
It's
Oh
amazing.
wow! I dehydrate all the time.
It's amazing.
That reminds me, we almost forgot our here they are.
The green
These are-
peppers.
Yeah, these are dehydrated.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
See, those gotta go into those greens.
Uh-huh. I'm just gonna put a few, cause they have to hydrate, and it usually takes 10 minutes or so. And I don't know, do you all like green pepper in your
I like green pepper, period.
greens?
I do too.
Some people don't. My husband gives him heartburn.
Mmm.
Yeah, he likes the red and the yellow peppers.
Now those are my favorite. The reds and the
They're
yellows
more
are my
sweet,
favorite. They're more
sweeter.
sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
These
My
are
girls like to have those for snacks.
yes, they are good. And speaking of, that's a good idea to eat vegetables for your snack.
Yes.
Eat fruit for your
Yes.
snack.
Yes.
There's really no reason for us to be, eating cake and cookies and pastries.
No, what I didn't share is they like to dip it in ranch. So you can cut that step out though. Okay?
Well,
Don't
you
do
can make your own ranch.
ranch.
It's less fat.
Okay. Okay.
Because you gotta be able to have some flavor.
Right, right.
You gotta be able to. But we're learning, and the more you know, the more you want to know. That's how I feel.
I
It
love
smells
it.
so good in here.
It does. It smells like smoked. Mmm.
Yes, it smells delicious.
Deliciousness.
It's that chicken. I'm telling you, it's that chicken.
And I like a little bite of meat in every green.
Every fork full of greens.
Yes.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
Mhm.
So now we need to put the sweet potatoes in the microwave. That's our last activity. And then our dinner will be ready in, I would say 20 minutes. Because, you know, microwave greens don't take long. I mean, microwave sweet potatoes.
Yeah, they don't take long. Do we prick them?
Yep. I already
To a
washed.
fork?
Okay, so they're already washed. So wash your yams.
Wash
Yeah.
your yams, people. Or your sweet potatoes, whichever
Right.
one.
Let's get another one of these. And I don't know about y'all, but I would tell you. Because you just never know. Better safe than sorry. All right. Put this meat back in there.
Very carefully.
Yeah.
Please.
Easy.
Please, very
That's
carefully.
one thing, yeah.
So Nikki is just puncturing
Piercing.
her sweet potatoes. You can do it with a fork or a knife, but so the steam can escape.
And then we're gonna cover them in our parchment paper and put them in the microwave for about 10 minutes. And I use smallish sweet potatoes because I did not want to take too long to cook them. But if you like the larger ones, please help yourself. I don't know if I'm going to need any more of that. It just depends on how it tastes.
Okay.
All right. So then, yep, put them in here, roll them up.
Okay, so you are putting them in parchment paper.
Because you can't put foil in the microwave.
No, you cannot.
Right.
You shouldn't anyway.
Right. Please don't put foil in it. Please be safe. All righty.
That chicken smells
Divine.
so
It
good.
looks divine.
Okay, I'm coming over there because I just want to show the people
Oh my Lord.
what the chicken look like in there.
I'm
And
falling
can you
in
hear
love
it?
with this.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it sizzling? Oh, that's perfect.
Crispy.
See, I sure got to get air fryer now. And it was quick.
It took 20 minutes.
Yes, love it. Love it.
All right, so we put these in the microwave. You can put them on a plate if you want, or you can put them in there like this.
You take that little one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And I don't know if you know, but when you put stuff in the microwave, it's good to put it on the outer parts of the microwave, because that way it can cook efficiently.
Outer parts of the microwave. Don't bunch it all up in the middle.
Right, don't bunch it all up in the middle. See how I got them strategically placed?
Yep.
So
Okay.
that they can all be evenly. Again, that I learned that by experience. I don't know if anybody told me that. I'm like, why my potatoes not getting done in the middle?
Mhm.
Bought with is
Right.
Bought
there you
with.
go.
Bought with is better than told. Love it.
My mom, Lurlee.
We're going to type that out in the chat so everybody understand what we're saying. Bought with is better than told.
Okay, so I'm going to put these on probably, I would say 10 minutes.
Oh, I think it was already 30 seconds left on there.
Oh, I'm like, what happened?
All
There
right.
we go. Okay. So let's start making some. I know it does, doesn't it? Do you see any plates over there on that table? I think there's some paper. Either or. Yeah. Thank you. All of us. We all need a plate. What you think gonna feed me, not you? My mama would not have it. Thank you, Nikki. All right. So everybody gets and if you want, you know, you can choose something else. But so delicious.
I've never been so excited.
Smells so good. These are the ones I had. Just in case. All right,
love
let's
it.
check this.
Okay, let's check that. I'm going
All
over.
right, it's coming on through. This cast iron is a little heavy. That's the only drawback. But we need our muscle toned up, and our arms toned up anyway.
Right.
So to me, this is good enough.
Yeah.
It, you know, the vegetables are done. The greens are wilted. I think this is ready.
All right. I trust
So if we want to put more flavor, we can do that. Remember how we, oh, here we go. If you want salt, or, you know, you want some garlic, you can put more on there. But in my opinion, those are ready. So
you.
let's,
Okay. Light them
we
up.
just don't need to cook our veggies and stuff so much. It's not necessary. And it takes the nutrients away. We also don't need to add tons of water.
You should drink it, according to Jarrell.
You should drink your water.
Drink
Yes.
your water
There
on
you
the
go.
side.
Yes.
There you
And
go.
he did say that mineral water works because that's what I'm into these days. So.
And then the greens. The turkey meat. You want to tell me what you think. Tell me honestly.
Those greens look just like greens that's been cooking all day.
Yep, they're dark green.
Yes, they are.
But they're not devoid of nutrition.
I love that.
Me too.
We're learning. So thankful we're learning. This microwave sounding funny though. Sometimes, like if I want a little sweet in my greens, I'll use molasses. Have you ever heard that before? That kind of adds a sweetness, you know, because we already put the apple cider vinegar in there.
Okay.
But we want to add a little sweetness, so molasses might do that for you, or honey, you know, whatever you like. But please, no sugar.
Okay.
And brown sugar is better for you, but still not as good as
That's what Jarrell just said. He's
Yeah.
like, it's still sugar.
it's still sugar.
I meant to ask him because he said, you know, with honey, honey we should not do too much either.
Yes, honey
But
is
what
not
about if
vegan.
it's like straight from the farmer, like the bee farmer?
Yes.
You know, is that a better? Or
It
no?
is,
Still
yes, and it also depends on what area you live in. Like since we live in mid-Missouri, we need to find honey that's local here, you know, or in this vicinity, in Missouri, Illinois, you know, the neighboring states. So depending on where you live, you should use the local honey there. And yeah, honey is not, I mean, honey is a sweetener, but it's a natural sweetener. So it does affect your blood sugar. It does affect your glycemic index. So you have to watch that if you're diabetic or have some sugar issues. But it's better for your immune system if you're using honey that comes from the local area. So it'll give you some immunities that otherwise you might not get. I use honey a lot. And we do have a local provider that we
Well, Missy, while we're waiting on the sweet potatoes, can you just tell the people a little bit more about African heritage cooking and your certification?
I am certified in African heritage cooking, and it was through O2. I want to say I need to verify that, but there's like a African heritage cooking website and a information place that you can learn more about African heritage and how we used to cook as our ancestors. They did not use a lot of meat. They had, you know, dishes that were mostly vegetables, lots of fruit. You know, we only drank water. When I was a kid, my mom was, you know, a health nut, so we didn't get a lot of soda and stuff like that. But to me, that kind of encouraged me to be satisfied with less sugar, less preservatives, things like that. So we do need to research what our ancestors, used to do, and we don't have to recreate anything new. We can just use the same strategies that they used, and you can grow, or raise chickens, and have your own produce, your own resources right there in your area. So a lot of yams, a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of greens, a lot of carrots, a lot of all different kinds of colorful foods that are just full of vitamins and nutrients, and you grow to love it. I think initially you kind of have to ease your way into it because we're so used to what we're used to.
Yes.
But we got to do better, and we can do better if we choose.
Yeah.
So.
And it's getting it to taste good. So you're experimenting. You talked about how Chris went vegan, and she's, figuring out what makes sense in the kitchen, but cooking for our health. So especially with this year's theme for Black History Month of Black health and wellness, and not just our physical, but this is an opportunity.
You are what you eat. You are what you eat. And your body will tell you if you put something in there that's not good, your body will say, or if you put something in there that is good, your body will show you. I appreciate that. So you just have to listen to your body and figure out what works best for you and yours.
I love it. I love it.
I do too.
All right. Well, I think
you all can call in or write questions on the.
Please do. Yes, and Miss D will be here live with us. Hopefully, and happy
we'll
to
be live,
answer
and
those.
Kristen will be live. So we'll be able to talk about the recipes.
Great.
Anything you need, any questions you have, please don't hesitate. And I am a garden manager of Friendships Community Garden here in Columbia. And we have several beds that are available. I think it's like 7 beds that are available this year. So if you're interested in learning how to garden, you can come and, talk to me. I'd be happy to help you learn how to garden. We could put a pot in your yard, so that you can grow some greens, grow some tomatoes, grow some peppers. Anything that you like, you can grow. So I'm just saying, I'll be happy to help you. I'm a master gardener with the University of Missouri Extension. So I'm learning, and I just want to share because it's working for us.
Right. I love that. I do too.
And if you didn't learn anything else, we have got to do better. And it is a paradigm shift of realizing you can have some great oven fried or air fried chicken, and you didn't have to submerge it in oil to get it. So we can and should do better.
Yes, we should.
Our sweet potatoes are ready.
Look at us. I mean, we are coming right up on. That's 57 minutes. That's amazing.
We are right.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna be fine without that ghee.
I don't know. I'm kind of a ghee addict now because I like butter, and so it gives me a butter. It's butter. It's butter. Everybody gets a sweet potato.
So it's not margarine.
No,
that is not what she's talking about.
No, ghee is butter that has had the milk fat removed. You can make it yourself if you want. It's just really easy to make and very delicious to use. I put it on everything. I mean butter on everything.
Unsalted?
Unsalted, yes. Organic. I use organic. Yeah.
Is it the sweet cream or?
It's called clarified butter.
Okay.
It's so
but when you're making it at home, because if you grab like the unsalted, and I know it usually says sweet cream unsalted butter.
You can use that.
Okay. And then just melt it down, scrape off
the solids.
Yeah, the solids will become bubbles. You know how things turn to bubbles, and so you just scrape those bubbles off with a spoon, and you could put that in a jar and use it. If you need milk fat for something, to make heavy whipping cream or something like that. So I'm all about using every inch, of the resource.
They had to, right?
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely. We are not trying to waste.
All right, well, I'm going to show y'all these plates.
Yay. Make sure my presentation's good.
Oh, no, it's good. It's 2 different kinds of greens. You got a piece of air fried chicken. It's a chicken thigh.
Yes.
And a baked sweet potato that you can top yours with whatever you like.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Miss D, thank you
My pleasure.
for demoing this for us.
My pleasure.
And now we'll be able to take some questions and have a little conversation about what we just cooked.
And hopefully you all been cooking too.
Yes.
And so you're able to eat with us.
Yes, absolutely.
While we're answering questions.
Absolutely. All right. Question time, y'all. Bye.
God bless.